Hey, it's your boy. That's right. I'm back. So, I've been playing a little game over the past few days called Marvel Rivals. You ever heard of it? It's a pretty fun game. It's got Marvel characters. It's pretty fun. It's like Overwatch but better, and less porn. So I've been doing some research, and I saw a tournament that happened over the past few days. It was a creators tournament, and there was a team that was led by the streamer CC. You probably know her, CCFPS. And there was a member of that team that was kicked from the tournament, kicked from the team, kicked from the tournament over the most pettiest reason ever. So let's talk about it. So there's this guy called Kingsman265. He's a very, very good Magic player. He's a very good player in general. And he released a video over the past few days that has went viral. It has went crazy. And it showcases a side of these streamers and this side of competitiveness and Marvel Rivals, and usually competitive games in general, where you can tell there's a little bit of favoritism. There's a little bit of this toxic manipulation. There's this little bit of just assholeness, to say the least, and the way these streamers carry themselves, to say the least. So during this tournament, they were practicing scrims before the tournament even began. They were practicing scrims, okay? Kingsman playing Magic, of course. He's a very good Magic player in general. Well, when they were practicing scrims, he was making very friendly, very obvious, and very tactical decisions. And he was asking his teammates, hey, how about you switch off, this and that and the third? Well, there was another person in the team called Zaza. She's another streamer, and she's a good friend of Cece's. She was playing Widow. And if you don't know Widow, let me teach you something about Widow. Widow is trash. I'm not going to say it again for the people in the back. Widow is trash. Black Widow is not that good of a pick, especially when you're playing a comp game of Rivals. Even coming from a guy like me who's only been like high platinum. So she stuck with her Widow. She sticks with this Widow. And boy, oh boy, when I tell you that scoreboard was looking like this, you have a problem, okay? I'm just saying, okay? Kingsman here is going 34-4, and you are going 6-8. But when the match is over, you proceed to say, "Oh well, Zaza, she's just a hit and miss character. That's all. She's just hit and miss. What really is the problem here is the good vibes. Okay, your good vibes are being ruined, and that's what matters. Okay, not this $40,000 on the line. No, I'm rich. I don't need that money. Oh, what's that, Kingsman? Oh, you're a broke college student and you want to pay off your debts? Shit, that's crazy. I don't care. That's what actually happened. Yes, this woman decided it was a good idea to go into this guy's chat and proceed to call him a loser, talk shit about him behind his back, even though all he was doing was trying to take the competitive game during a competitive match, preparing for a competitive tournament to win some money. If you're not going to take a competition seriously, it's not a good idea to compete. Because you can have fun, yes, of course. It's all about having fun at the end of the day. But there's nothing wrong with a person wanting to take something seriously when there's something on the line that they care about. And so kicking them incompetently from the tournament and then go in talking about him on Twitter, which by the way we're going to get into, is not a very good idea, in my opinion at least. It's like if you go to a football game, and let's say you're one of the players, you're in a football game, we're at the Super Bowl. This is the most important game of your life, of your career. You're so excited to be here. You want to win. You really do want to win because there's a lot of money on the line. You want to win. You want to prove your team can do the best, right? And so your coach is talking to you in the locker room, giving you the pep talk, getting you ready, getting you pumped up to want to really, play some football. And two of his players are twiddling their feet on one end of the field. The other one is, God forbid, scratching his ass and sniffing it. And then there's you. You're actually taking it seriously. You're the quarterback. You're trying to do your job. So you're offering advice, asking the coach, maybe you should give your players some advice on how to change their tactics to win the game. Okay, to actually win the competition, to change your strategy. Maybe we should reapproach how we're gonna, do this problem and solve it. And your coach proceeds to put his hand on your shoulder and tell you, you know what, buddy? I don't like you. You're bringing the good vibes down. Forget all that important stuff that you talked about. This is a good vibes competition. What's wrong with you? Okay, we're here for good vibes. Okay, we're here just to have a good time. It don't matter if we lose. Come on. It don't matter, right? What kind of logic is that? It makes no sense to me. But this is what kind of behavior is fostered in an environment like that, filled with people who all know each other personally and have a lot of money and don't give a shit. And then you have this outsider who comes in here who genuinely wants to win, who genuinely wants to actually prove themselves, to win some money, to pay off his college debt. But that's not a problem. If that's what he wants to do, let him do it. And you proceed to just like absolutely just treat this guy like a fucking loser, treat him like the scum of the earth, all because he actually cared about winning the game. Yes, this situation is wild, but if you thought it got worse, it does. So let's head over to Twitter and see what's happening. So if you check CC's profile and you do a little bit of reading, you'll see right here she has stated her apology. I'm sorry I failed to realize that I need to take proper accountability on here, as well as many of you saw my replies, and they were defensive, deflecting, and argumentative. I was busy fighting to defend myself, and I've deleted them now because I have realized what you guys really wanted from me was a sincere apology. Defending yourself. You're defending yourself from what exactly? You're calling this guy toxic because he made a few sly comments about your shitty performance and your other friends' shitty performance in a competition. What? Defending yourself? Last time I checked, he wasn't the one that was insulting you in private DMs right after it was done, right? Okay, all right, fine then. Let's continue. As a team captain, I have a responsibility to make accommodations for all my teammates, except for Kingsman. We won't worry about Kingsman. While advocating for my widow on the phone, I also need to do better, respect Kingsman's wishes. Once the team environment became disruptive, I needed to de-escalate with a solution for both parties. A simple, hey guys, let's try this game with widow, then the next one we can switch things up, and it could have worked. If the strategy isn't working and the weakest link is performing the least, okay, the smartest thing to do in a situation like that is to make the weakest link switch. You don't let the weakest link in the team comp, stay the same character if they're not performing on or at least above the same level as everybody else on the team, especially in a game like Overwatch or Marvel Rivals, where most of the time you have 2 tanks, 2 DPS, and 2 healers. If one of the DPS is not doing as good as the other, and it's by a wide fucking margin, like 34-4 to 6-8, you have a problem. You have a serious problem in your fucking team comp. Something has to change. That is very obvious. That's not nothing to argue. It's not nothing negative. It's just facts. Because you have to have an effective strategy to win. Makes no sense. Let's continue. Emotions were high, and I failed to notice, which resulted in me snapping at Kingsman. Oh yeah, from kicking him from the competition? Yeah, good job. I apologize, as no matter what, raising voices and instantly shutting down a teammate is not the right thing to do. I also should have reprimanded the comments directed at Kingsman once the scrims were over. I needed to hold everyone accountable. Really? Okay. I apologize for calling Kingsman a loser. Yeah, okay. And I should have not read that chat in the first place. It was very disrespectful as Kingsman was trying to win. Of course, it's a competition. I would suspect so. And as a leader, I needed to lead without emotions and a clear view. Oh, really? Oh, to be an effective leader in a competition, sometimes you have to avoid emotions and actually strategize with your team and not care about people's feelings? Man. Guys, I think she's really improving, man. She really cares. Can you tell? She cares a lot. She cares a lot about what happened. Before Kingsman video went out, I had already reflected, which is why I didn't realize you guys needed to hear it too. I'm sorry my Twitter fingers went first and not this. I tried my best to be ready as a captain, preparing a spreadsheet with various comps and playstyles, but I learned that being a team captain is more strategies. It's about everyone on the team. They all need to have say. That's all I needed to say. Oh God. Yes. What? What? Okay. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. People on your team are very important. It is good to have a good vibe on your team. I'm not going to argue against that. But that shouldn't be the entire reason why, the team is functioning. You should have actual strategy. Okay. Just saying. That's how you be a very effective leader. And also, my Twitter fingers got ahead of me. Oh, really? So, by the way, she deleted these posts because she felt guilty for them. Yeah, she decided to get on Twitter and start talking even more mad shit about him, and it was disgusting. But there's a really, really funny part about this post that I just read on Twitter, because I haven't showed you the part that absolutely makes me laugh. She got community noted. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. I can't even make this shit up. Like, really? Really? It's bad when the community note is moving this fast, okay? This is actually insane. But it gets better. So, after CC, the team captain, the leader herself, kept blabbering on this and the third and apologizing and trying to do this misinformation, this misleading, this redirecting tactic. Then we got a word from the widow player, Zaza, the one that was, failing the team absolutely. Well, this is what she had to say. Haha, it's me, Zaza Stack. Sorry it has taken me a while to write out a response to the Kingsman drama. I'm the widow player involved and wanted to take some time to collect my thoughts and reflect on things that took place. Okay. Just to preface this post contains clarity and accountability. You know those words. Those are buzzwords. That means we're finna get some lies. To start things off, I believe that there are a lot of people who have blown this way out of proportion. Oh, yeah, really. When it could have just been solved with a simple conversation instead of escalating things. That is on everyone involved. I'm taking accountability for not swapping off Widow when I should have. The games that we were playing in Kingsman's YouTube video were practice scrim games and not actual tournament games, so I was hoping I would have a proper chance to show off my Widow gameplay. My choice to stay on Widow was never because of ego or wanting to throw the whole way through the tournament. I continued to tell Kingsman that I still wanted to try and help him win. The reason I initially said no to his suggestions was because they were out of my hero pool and I had no playtime on them. Kingsman was made aware of my hero pool from day one, and he was asked for Phoenix instead. I was too focused on processing the pressure that I was feeling from him constantly pushing me to swap. In hindsight, I should have swapped to Phoenix or Hela so we could have practiced that too. No shit. Really? So during scrim matches, which are practice matches for competitions for you people who don't know that out there, it is important to practice characters that you may not be experienced with in case you do have to swap. Because in games like Overwatch and Rivals, people have the ability to switch on the dime. And so you are going to run into situations where people will counterpick you very often. They will counterpick you very quickly and very easily. And so it's important to have a diverse pool of heroes that you can pull from when those situations arise. Not being a one-trick pony or playing the same character over and over again just so you can get countered. Right? Yeah. As for when Kingsman said that he could switch to Bucky or Mantis and try that idea was never attempted because I said that his magic gameplay was really good and I thought his magic was working. Black Widow is competitively my best hero, and when I was invited and signed up for the tournament initially, there was no prize pool and it was labeled as a creator tournament. The 40K prize pool came as a surprise later on and was split between everyone who played in the tournament in teams 1st to 8th place, with first getting $3,000 for each winning, so everyone ended up getting paid. I think a lot of people who have getting my voice mixed up with other girls' voices have been struggling to tell us apart, which was to lead to more unwarranted hate than there has to be. Now, I will say this, however. Don't hate on these people, okay? And even Kingsman, the man himself, the guy who got the victim of this situation, did say do not harass or insult these people. And to a degree, I do also say the same thing. Please do not harass these people. Do not say some out-of-pocket stupid shit, because you will get ostracized from my community and other people's communities like Kingsman. Do not do that. This is simple criticism and entertainment stuff. We are all I'm doing personally is speaking my opinion on a situation that does matter to me, because it involves a game and a space that I do involve myself with. Maybe not competitive rivals, but I am within the content creator space, and Marvel Rivals is a game that I do interact with the most. And when I see stuff like this, it bothers me. And so I get on here and I talk to you guys. But yes, do not criticize. Always criticize. Do not insult. Do not harass these people and say like out of pocket, like actual mean shit. Don't do that. You know what I mean? I may say a few things, but it's only because I'm a content creator. So if they do see this video, they'll know that. But anyways, let's continue. On the topic of the drama, I would also like to address my boyfriend's input into the situation. With Cap and I living in the same house, I know how easy it is to believe that we work together on sending through clips or creation on the document. I can confirm that we did not work together on any of all that. There have been compliments and concerns from Kingsman since the draft day about my widow pick potential. On day one of scrims, I had told Cap to not send those clips to Kingsman. Hold on. I warned Cap that I could handle the situation of doubt by conversing, and that if Kingsman were end up getting kicked from the tournament, it would bring a flame on all of us. On day 2 of the scrims, Kablunk had sent through clips to the tournament administration without me, knowing in a moment of feeling overprotective for me, so they were aware of Kingsman being pushly towards my choices to play Widow. The clips were passed on to the tournament host, Basm, and a rushed, overconfident decision was made to kick Kingsman from the tournament. Basm has since taken accountability for his rushed decision and lack of research on his recent Twitch streams. Oh, yeah. And then guess what's funny? This one also got community noted. Zaza states that she never knew or helped write the Google document. However, had retweeted several tweets containing the doc as an attempt to defend herself. See what I mean? This is what I mean. When you say buzzwords like clarity and accountability, you know exactly what you're talking about. You know exactly what you're doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very just bad situation. It's a very heated debate. It's a very sad situation to see a person who does care about what they're doing get kicked from something, even though they are passionate. And they may have said some sly comments, but they were genuine criticisms of another player who could have taken them and actually took accountability for their actions and how bad they were playing, and maybe switched to perform better to help the overall team. Because you know, in a competition, there's an expectation that people are here to win. But luckily, the internet has been healing over time, and we have had positive endings to a lot of negative stories, including this one. Kingsman actually did get the $40,000 through donations on Twitch, on his Twitch channel, and his YouTube channel itself has grown a lot in subscribers. And so I'm glad to see that at least something good came out of this situation. Now, clearly these ladies, they apologized for the mean things, the naughty things they've said, on the Jumbotron. You know what I mean? It's been exposed for a while now what they were actually saying. But it is good to see them at least apologize, and hopefully things will patch up eventually. And competitions, especially local hosted competitions for Rivals, will be better. And hopefully the competitive space of Rivals will heal, because there's a lot more toxic stuff that goes behind the scenes in competitive Rivals. It's a very negative community. It's a very toxic community, unfortunately. But it is nice to see that a situation like that does have a happy ending. So, yeah, that's about it. That's all I have. So, see ya.